The will is read in the living room where we opened Christmas presents. Mom's lawyer stands near the fireplace. My brother sits across from me, posture perfect, shoulders back, face composed. He's prepared. The majority of the estate goes to. The lawyer pauses. My chest tightens. Blake. The lawyer continues. The house, counts, jewelry. Mom's jewelry box. Promised to me when I was 8. I wait for my name. Never comes. My aunt shifts. Cousin looks down. My brother's jaw doesn't move. He doesn't react. This wasn't a surprise to him. This was rehearsed. Is there anything else? Ask. My voice sounds small. The lawyer flips through pages. The will is quite clear, he says quietly. I was supposed to be in it. Always. My brother meets my eyes for 1 second. There's no apology. Nothing at all, which is somehow worse than cruelty. Relatives approach Blake to offer condolences. You must be devastated, my aunt whispers. He nods solemnly. It's been hard, he says. His voice exactly the right shade of grief. No one comes to comfort me. Maybe they don't know how. Maybe they think I'm angry. Maybe they think I deserve this. I don't protest. I don't cry. I study him instead. He's checking his phone. A small smile crosses his face, the kind you get from a message you've been waiting for. He catches himself and makes it disappear with a cough. I memorize that moment. Later, Aunt Helen tries to hug me. It's just money, she says. But it's not. It's the fact that my mother changed her mind about me before she died, and no one bothered to tell me why. It's the fact that Blake was there to witness it, or arrange it. Did she mention changes? I ask Helen carefully. Helen's eyes flicker. Your brother was very supportive during her illness. Not an answer. At home, I open a box of Mom's things I never unpacked. It's been in my closet since the funeral. Tonight I do. There are photographs, her reading glasses, and then letters. Dozens of them. They're in a manila envelope marked Personal, Emma. Emma is me. My hands start shaking. I open one dated 18 months ago, before Mom got sick. My dear Emma, I want you to know how proud I am of you. I'm updating my will to make sure you're protected. Not just financially but legally. You deserve that security. Mom. I open another. 6 months ago. After her diagnosis. Emma, I've made certain arrangements. Even if things become difficult, even if I'm not myself, my wishes are recorded. Trust the documents. Trust the dates. Mom. She knew something was wrong. I replay Blake's explanation from the reading. He'd said Mom changed her mind 6 months ago, that she wanted him to manage everything. But the letters in my hands are dated after that period. After her supposed change of mind. And in one letter 3 months ago, Mom's handwriting is shaky, but she writes, "The paperwork is in order. You are my daughter. Nothing will change that. Not pressure. You are mine. Pressure." I replay the timeline. 6 months ago, Blake helped her organize everything. That's when the will changed. That's when he claims her mind changed. That's when she stopped mentioning me. But these letters suggest her mind never changed at all. Someone changed something after Mom got sick. Someone altered things when she was vulnerable, maybe medicated. Someone made sure the timeline matched a story they invented. I know exactly when it must have happened. I close my eyes and remember. Flashback. 3 months before Mom died. Blake is there with folders and documents spread across the coffee table. Legal stuff, he tells me. Mom's worried about organization. Mom sits in the armchair, pale. She's on new medication. Her eyes are distant. I offer to help. No, Blake says smoothly. You're stressed with work. Let me handle this. Then, actually, Emma, can you run to the store? We're out of Mom's juice. Something in me hesitates. But Mom nods and I go. I'm gone for 2 hours. When I come back, Blake is closing a folder. Mom is asleep. He's alone with the documents. I remember thinking he looked satisfied. Like he'd just finished something important. That's the afternoon he orchestrated my absence. The afternoon everything changed in the will I wouldn't see for months. A memory clicks into place. 2 years ago, before Mom got sick, I was helping her organize her office. She asked me to find the blue folder with the estate documents. I searched everywhere. Disappeared. That's strange, Mom said. Blake must have it. He was here last week helping me. I asked Blake about it. I don't have it, he said. The folder was never found. At the time it meant nothing. Mom created new documents instead. But now I understand. That folder contained the original will. The real one. Blake took it. He held on to it until he needed to. Then, when Mom was sick and vulnerable, he created a false will. He had time to study the original, to understand what she wanted, to do the exact opposite. I know where to look for traces of it. Not the folder that's long gone, but digital traces, cloud backups. Mom saved everything obsessively. If the original will existed, there might be a copy somewhere in her files. Call Aunt Helen. It's a Sunday. I keep my voice casual, like I'm just missing family. How are you doing? Ask. Oh, sweetie. How are you? I'm managing, I say. Actually, I was wondering about something. When you visited Mom during that last year, do you remember when she talked about changing the will? Helen is quiet for a moment too long. I mean, I continue softly, did she seem like herself? Mentally sharp. Emma. Helen's voice gets careful. Why are you asking? I'm just trying to understand. Blake said she wanted to make changes, but I wasn't sure if he meant. Your brother was very devoted to her, Helen interrupts. He spent so much time there. I know. I just wanted to know if. I think it's best if you talk to Blake about this, Helen says, and I can hear the worry in her voice. She's protecting him. Or protecting herself. Or protecting something. Did she seem confused? Press gently. When he was there. When they were organizing things. There's breathing on the other end. Then. Sometimes. The pain medication made her foggy. There it is. Thank you, I whisper. Helen doesn't say goodbye. She just hangs up. Over the next week I call cousins. I visit relatives. I listen carefully to how they talk about Blake. So devoted. He was always the responsible one. He gave up so much to care for her. It's polished. Sympathetic. It's also incomplete. No one mentions that I visited too. That I brought her meals. That I sat with her during chemo. No one questions why, suddenly that didn't matter. The family has been repeating Blake's version for months now. It's become the official story. The truth as far as everyone's concerned. I'm at dinner with cousin Daniel when I ask, don't you think it's weird that Mom completely changed her will at the end? Daniel's fork stops halfway to his mouth. I mean, I continue, she never mentioned it to me. Never said she was disappointed or wanted things different. Did she say anything to you? Daniel sets his fork down. Emma, I don't think. Just yes or no. Did she ever tell you she wanted to cut me out? He hesitates. His eyes go to the wall. Not exactly. What does that mean? It means, Daniel says carefully, that Blake said she did. And after she died, nobody wanted to question it. Nobody wanted to question it. There's the truth. Someone hesitates mid-sentence when I ask one question. Did Blake ever mention the will to you before she died? Daniel looks away. Opens his mouth. Closes it. Once, he admits. He said he was making sure everything was properly arranged for Mom's peace of mind. Properly arranged. Not what Mom wanted. What Blake wanted it to look like. I retrieve Mom's laptop from storage. It's an old MacBook. I haven't touched it since the funeral. Charge it. When it powers on, it still remembers me. The desktop appears. Her screensaver is a photo of both of us. Me and Blake. From years ago. I navigate to her email and search for will and estate. There are dozens of messages. But then I find something that makes me stop breathing. A folder labeled Final. Do not edit. Inside is a document, a draft, dated 6 months ago. The file name is Last Will and Testament, Final Version. Open it. My name is there. Multiple times. Explicitly. With specific amounts and specific items. Mom's handwriting in the margins. Emma must receive this. She will need it. I scroll down. I right-click on the document. Check properties. Date created, 8 months ago. Date last modified, 6 months ago. During the exact week Blake was helping organize paperwork. But here's what matters. I check the document history. Every computer keeps a record. Every edit, every change, every deletion. The timeline appears on my screen like a confession. Version 1 8 months ago original will. All assets divided equally. My name appears 17 times. Specific bequest. Protection clauses. Version 2 6 months ago multiple edits. Entire sections deleted. My name removed methodically. Other sections rewritten. Version 3 5 months ago final version the fake one. The one Blake presented to the lawyer. Completely altered. I look at the editor names. Versions 1 and 2 are edited by Mom's account. Version 3 is edited by someone else entirely. The username is Blake K 2019. His login. His account. His edits made after she was too sick to notice. Made while she was confused and medicated. Made with her computer probably while she slept. He didn't just change the will. He used her laptop to do it, to make it look like she made the changes herself. I recognize the login because I've seen him use this account before. I watched him log in during that afternoon when I was sent to buy juice. This is not a mistake. This is not a misunderstanding. This is calculated, premeditated, and documented. I have proof. Blake invites me to dinner 3 days later. Just us, he says. He's cooking, something he rarely does. Pasta. He's set the table nicely with wine glasses. He's trying very hard to seem normal. I've been thinking, he says as we eat, that the whole will situation has been hard on both of us. And I want to offer you something. I set my fork down. Mom's jewelry box, he says. I want you to have it. The jewelry box. The one she promised me when I was 8. The one that was supposed to be mine anyway. He's offering me scraps and calling it generosity. I look at him across the table. I see him clearly. Not my brother. Stranger. Someone capable of stealing from a dying woman. No, I say quietly. His smile freezes. Emma, I don't want anything from you, I say. Not now. Not ever. His jaw tightens. For half a second his mask slips. I see anger underneath. Real anger. Then the smile returns. But it's different now. Harper. Fine, he says. Your loss. We both know I've already lost. And we both know I know why. Blake changes tactics. He starts checking in on me constantly. Text messages, phone calls, surprise visits. He's monitoring me. I stay polite and neutral. I don't mention the documents. I don't accuse him. I document everything instead. Every text. Every call. Dates. Times. The way his messages become desperate when I don't respond immediately. He's worried. He knows I know something. One evening he calls. Have you talked to anyone about the will? Like lawyers? My stomach tightens. No, I say. It's true, not yet. Good, he says too quickly. Because it could get messy legally. The will is solid. Trust me. He's confirming my suspicion. He's afraid of lawyers. He's afraid of scrutiny. I'm not planning to fight it, I say calmly. I'm just processing. Be careful who you talk to, he warns. Some people might take advantage of your grief. After he hangs up, I schedule a consultation with an estate lawyer. Her name is Claire, and she was Mom's aide during the last year. She came 5 days a week, helped with physical therapy, medications, personal care. She was there when family wasn't. I haven't spoken to her since the funeral. I didn't think to. But Blake would remember her. Blake might have thought about her, might have worried that she witnessed things. And if he had, he might have made sure she stayed quiet. I drive to her apartment on a Tuesday evening. She opens the door, surprised. Then careful. "Emma. It's been a while." "It has," I say. "I wanted to talk to you about something. About Mom." "During that last year." Claire hesitates, but she lets me in. We sit in her living room and I ask her carefully. "When Blake was there, organizing things with Mom, did anything seem off to you?" Claire looks at her hands. "Emma, I don't think I should." "Did he ever ask you to leave the room?" "Once or twice," she admits quietly. "And when you came back, did Mom seem confused? Different?" Claire nods slowly. "She was on strong pain medication. It made her drowsy. One afternoon, she asked me why her will was being changed. She seemed upset about it." My chest goes tight. "Did she say why it was being changed?" "She said Blake told her it was to protect the family finances. To make things simpler." "But Emma." Claire's eyes meet mine. "I don't think your mother wanted it changed." "Not really. I think she was confused, and he was directing her. And I'm not sure she understood what she was signing." "Did you say anything to him?" "No," Claire says, ashamed. "I didn't want to cause trouble. I needed the job. And then she died. And it seemed like it didn't matter anymore." I reach across and take her hand. "Do you still have any documentation? Anything you kept from that time?" Claire gets up. She pulls out a folder from a drawer. Inside are papers. Medical notes. Witness forms she signed. And there, a photocopy of a document. Page from a will. Dated 6 months ago. The page Blake never presented at the reading. The page that names me explicitly and gives me everything that was originally intended. Claire kept a copy. The page Claire kept is dated 6 months ago. Signed by Mom. The signature is shaky, but it's hers. It reads, "I, Margaret, Mom's full legal name, do hereby bequeath to my daughter Emma, my full legal name, the sum of $350,000, the family house, all jewelry, retirement accounts, and my personal diaries. I make this bequest with full knowledge and sound mind, understanding completely the weight of this decision. My daughter Emma has always been the one who truly understood me. She will carry my legacy forward with integrity. This is my final wish." Below that, a date and signature. Below that, in the margin in shaky handwriting, "This is what I really want. This is the page that proves everything. This is the page Blake excluded from the official reading. This is the page that contradicts every single thing he claimed." I stare at it for 5 minutes without moving. Claire watches me. "I didn't know what to do with it," she says. "I was afraid. But I felt like I should keep it. Just in case." "Thank you," I whisper. I photograph the page with my phone. Front and back. Multiple angles. Then I scan it. Then I email it to myself from Claire's printer, creating a dated digital copy. I'm building a case. Blake didn't just alter the final will. He deleted an entire earlier version that explicitly protected my future. He created a false narrative around Mom's wishes. He had me removed from my mother's legacy by forging her intentions while she was vulnerable. And I have proof. Multiple forms of proof. I spend 3 days creating a document. Not an accusation. Not a confrontation. Just facts. Evidence. Timeline. 6 months ago. Original will created, naming Emma equally. Blue folder containing original will goes missing. Blake's access documented. 5 months ago. Multiple digital edits made to Mom's will via Blake's personal login account. Emma's assets and bequests systematically removed. 4 months ago. Alternative will drafted excluding Emma. This version shown to lawyer. 3 months ago. Witness, Claire. Confirms Mom seemed confused during signing. Also confirms page naming Emma existed but disappeared from final reading. 2 months ago. Will officially read. Blake's version presented as complete. Missing page not mentioned. 1 month ago. Blake attempts to establish himself as executor and begin transferring assets. Present day. Digital forensics reveal document timeline. Witness statement available. Missing page recovered. Email archives show Mom's confused state and Blake's reassurances that felt manipulative. The math is simple. Blake's version of events collapses under simple timeline analysis. The dates don't match. The story doesn't hold. The change of Mom's mind happens during a window where she was too medicated to change her mind, while Blake had sole access to her documents. I realize he's going to expose himself. He doesn't know I have everything. He doesn't know about Claire. He doesn't know about the document history. He's living in the assumption that he's safe, that no one questions him, that his version is the official story. But the moment a lawyer sees this evidence, the moment we go to court, the moment anyone pulls the document metadata and sees his login name on the edits, it's over. He destroyed himself the moment he used his own account to commit the crime. Blake makes a critical mistake. He files paperwork with the court to finalize the estate transfer and close it officially. He's moving quickly, assuming I'm defeated, assuming I'll just accept it. He's also assuming I won't fight back. The paperwork is submitted to a judge for expedited review. That's where the mandatory investigation happens. Once any estate transfer is filed, the court automatically reviews it for inconsistencies. They check for fraud. They verify signatures. They look for red flags. And there are so many red flags. The judge's office requests additional documentation. They ask to compare the will signed at the end with any previous versions. They ask for witness statements. They ask for the digital records of the document. This is standard procedure, but it's also a lifeline for me. Blake, still confident, probably assumes this is routine. He probably thinks his version will hold up under official scrutiny. He probably believes his lie is solid enough. But the computer doesn't lie. The metadata doesn't care about his story. The document history shows exactly what happened and when. The judge schedules a hearing. Blake doesn't know I'm coming. He probably thinks this is routine. Something he'll walk away from unchanged. We sit across from each other in a small court office. The judge, a woman in her 60s with sharp eyes, sits between us. There are papers everywhere. She begins by explaining the process. Standard review. Verification of signatures. Timeline confirmation. Then she asks him directly, Mr. Blake, can you explain why your mother's signature style changed significantly in the months before her death? Blake is quiet. Then, she was ill. Her handwriting was affected. Across all documents at once. The judge asks. Every single signature changed in the exact same way on the same day? Blake shifts. I'm not sure I understand. In the earlier will, the judge continues, pulling out a document. Her signature is steady, clear, consistent. In the later will, it's shaky, rushed. But in some places it's almost perfect again. How do you explain that inconsistency? I watch his face. This is the question he cannot answer truthfully. This is the moment his preparation fails him. Medication, he says. Her medication made her hands shake. Only when signing the later document. Not the earlier ones, despite her illness being more advanced. Blake's jaw tightens. He looks at me like I'm somehow responsible for this line of questioning. All eyes turn to him. He breaks. Not openly. But I see it happen. His shoulders tense. His voice gets sharp. I don't see why we're focusing on handwriting, he snaps. The will is signed and witnessed. It's legal. By one witness, the judge notes. Your mother's aide is not listed. Your sister is not listed. Unusual for a major estate change. Mom wanted privacy, Blake says. She didn't want it turned into a family drama. Did she tell you that specifically? He hesitates. It was implied. The judge leans back. She's not convinced. I also have questions about the digital record, she says, pulling up her laptop. The document was edited extensively. The editor's account belongs to you. Blake's face goes pale. Yes, but But what? Your mother asked you to edit her will on her behalf. She couldn't operate the computer properly, he says quickly. Her hands were shaking. I was helping. And these edits, the judge continues, scrolling through the digital history, which removed your sister from the document entirely. Those were her requests? Specifically. Word for word. She was upset with Emma, Blake says. The lie comes too late. It lands wrong. That's when the witness steps forward uninvited. Claire has been sitting in the back of the courtroom. I didn't tell her to come. I didn't ask her to be here. But she stood up. That's not true, she says quietly. Your mother never said anything negative about Emma. Not once. And she was confused when she signed that second will. Your brother told her it was routine paperwork. She wasn't lucid. Blake's face goes white. I stand up slowly. I don't make a speech. I don't point fingers. I don't cry or yell or demand justice. I calmly walk to the judge's desk and place copies of the recovered documents in front of her. The missing page from the original will. The one that names me explicitly. The document history showing Blake's edits and his login credentials. The emails from Mom, written during the time he claims she was making changes, in which she talks about protecting me specifically. Claire's dated statement about Mom's mental state. Timeline. The photographic evidence. Silence fills the room. The judge reads through the documents slowly. Once. She looks at the metadata. She checks the signatures against earlier examples. She cross-references dates. Then she looks up at Blake. Do you have an explanation for this? She asks. He opens his mouth. No words come out. I thought not, she says. The judge pauses the proceedings. This case requires additional investigation, she announces. Based on the evidence presented, I'm requesting a forensic examination of all documents. I'm also requesting the original will, if it can be located, and a formal investigation into potential fraud. She turns to Blake. Until this is resolved, the estate transfer is frozen. He goes rigid. Furthermore, the judge continues, given the credibility issues in the primary narrative, I'm inclined to honor the documented wishes expressed by your mother in the letters, the email archives, and the recovered will page. Unless you have contrary evidence, Miss Emma's rightful inheritance will be restored. Restored. My rightful inheritance. The words hang in the air like a confession of everything that was stolen. The judge stands up. The hearing is adjourned. As I walk past Blake, he finally looks at me. And for the first time he's not angry. He's afraid. He realizes this isn't about punishment or revenge. It's about truth. And once truth comes into the light, it can't be hidden again. News travels through the family quickly. Suddenly, people who avoided my eyes at the funeral are calling to apologize. Cousins who accepted Blake's narrative are backtracking. Relatives who said nothing are suddenly concerned. The whispers change tone completely. I always thought something was off. I remember Emma mentioning things were strange. Your brother was always ambitious. They're rewriting the story, this time on my side. I don't accept their apologies. I'm polite but distant. They had months to question him. And Helen calls. Emma, I'm so sorry. I knew something was wrong. I should have said something earlier. Yes, I agree. You should have. She cries. Asks if we can rebuild. Tell her I need time. Someone apologizes out loud at a family gathering. I knew Blake's story didn't add up. I should have said something. Emma deserved better. It's not redemption. But it's acknowledgement. The forensic analysis is completed in 8 weeks. Confirms everything. The digital edits were made by Blake's account. The document timeline is irrefutable. The handwriting on the later will show signs of forgery on 3 signatures. The email archive proves Mom's mental state was compromised by medication during the exact period. He claims she made her decision. The lawyer sends Blake a letter. Formal. Fleming. The will is invalid. The estate must be divided according to the recovered original documents. Legal action for fraud and coercion will proceed. He's required to account for funds he's already transferred. There's no arguing facts. The edits are time-stamped. The logins are documented. The witness is credible. The letters are authenticated. He tried to delete his crime, but the computer kept the receipts. The lawyer announces the next steps in a formal hearing. Blake will be required to return funds. The original will is now the governing document. I will receive what Mom intended for me to receive. And there will be a civil suit for damages. He doesn't fight it. He can't. The evidence is overwhelming. He just sits there, looking at the documents, realizing that his perfect plan created a permanent record of his crime. The will is invalidated. Legal action begins. Not emotional but procedural. Bureaucratic. He's required to return funds. To account for transfers. Pay my legal fees. The civil suit moves through the courts. Fraud charges are filed. His name becomes attached to something permanent. A public record of what he did. Employers see it. Friend networks see it. Future business partners see it. He realizes this isn't about punishment. It's about consequence. Action then result. Crime then exposure. He tries to reach out to me through a lawyer. An apology. A settlement offer. I decline. Not out of cruelty, but out of clarity. You don't get to apologize your way out of premeditated theft. You don't get to buy forgiveness from someone you deliberately harmed. The courts will handle the rest. 6 months later, the corrected will is officially acknowledged. My inheritance is transferred. The house, the accounts, the jewelry, the protection Mom intended for me. All of it is restored. It happens quietly, properly, through the legal system which is slow but certain. I don't celebrate. I don't gloat. I simply receive what was always meant to be mine and begin to live forward. Blake is no longer the center of the family story. He's a cautionary tale. A name attached to fraud. Someone who tried to rewrite his family's future and instead exposed himself. He attempts to keep his distance from everyone. Some family members stay in contact. Others don't. His life becomes smaller, quieter, marked by what he tried to do. He lost the narrative control he fought so hard to maintain. And once you lose that, you can't get it back. The family moves forward without him at the center. I don't gloat. I don't contact him to remind him of what he lost. I don't need to. I simply live forward with what was always mine. I use the house. I wear the jewelry. I honor the inheritance Mom intended for me. I keep her letters in a safe place. Not as evidence anymore, but as reminders. Letters from a mother who loved me enough to protect me, even when she was gone. The family knows now. They know what he did. They know who he is. And I know the most important thing. The truth eventually surfaces. Maybe not immediately. Maybe not easily. But it surfaces. Because evidence is patient. Forensics don't lie. Metadata doesn't forget. Witnesses remember. My brother tried to write me out of our family's story. He tried to erase me from my own mother's legacy. But he didn't control the ending. I did. And this story ends with the truth intact.